Hey guys, Penny here with Stay Body Positive, and this is one of my first official live streams. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Let me change glasses here so I can see what I'm doing. And hoping to have some folks chatting in. I'm still trying to put things together here, so bear with me. It's my first time using Ecamm live other than to test it, so hopefully, bear with me just one second here, hopefully you can see what we're doing. I'm trying to direct the stream over to over to the announcement that I posted, so I'm not sure how to actually do that right this second. So and I do see I have a couple of folks waiting, so just bear with me a second while I work on this. Live streaming is such a new thing for me. It's not new. I've done it a couple of times, but it's just this app is new, and trying to figure out how to connect. So let me see if I can get these folks over. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so bear with me here. I'm just trying to see if I can get the folks that are apparently at another URL over here. So yeah, this is so much fun. I love YouTube. Okay. So anyway, today what we're going to be talking about in this live stream is we're going to be talking about some of the questions that I have received from my videos on collagen peptides and other videos, but I've of course gotten a lot of questions on collagen peptides, so I do want to see if I can get those questions answered. Let's see here. So bear with me, guys, one second, or give me just a couple of minutes here, and let me see if I can sort out how to get these folks over here. Okay. Okay. A different link. So I'm trying to let folks know to if they're in the original link that I posted, to just go to my channel. So okay, so maybe I can get these folks in. All right, well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start I'm not sure if you join me, please don't hesitate to. I'm going to try to see if I can. I'm working in eCam here, so I'm going to try to share comments and see if I can figure out how to do that. So let's see the comments. Okay. Since I have one person, I'm still trying to figure out. Okay, well, my apologies, guys. This is live streaming is just so much fun. It's such a huge learning curve. For those of you out there who've thought about being a YouTuber, it is really a challenge, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's just days like this whenever you're trying to figure out how to get things to work. It's not always as easy as some of these other people who've been doing this for a while make it look. So, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some of the questions that I have been asked, and I'm just going to pull these up, so bear with me just a second here as I tap into my comments. So one of the questions that I have been asked about collagen peptides was how much do I take a day? And my reply in the comments was, I actually follow the recommended dosage for the product that I use. And so whatever that product's recommended dosage is what I pretty much try to adhere to. Now, that being said, it also depends on what you're trying to accomplish with collagen peptides. People take collagen peptides for various different reasons, and while one person might take collagen peptides, another person might take it for a different reason, because it does have a lot of benefits. And for example, some people take it because it can help to calm and heal the intestines if they're dealing with IBS or some type of gut health issue. I personally have found from having some gut health issues that getting off the gluten, and I'm in no way a physician here, and I do recommend that you talk to your physician before you make any changes in your diet or lifestyle or eating routine in regards to your health. But for me personally, I have experienced gut health issues and found that getting off gluten made a huge difference, but I didn't start to see the benefits of it until I started collagen. I can't really say that's true though, because I went off of gluten for some time and I did see a benefit going off gluten. And when I would eat gluten, I would have an attack of my stomach bothering me, especially if I ate a lot of gluten back to back. For example, if I went out and had pizza and then I had pizza again the next day for lunch or for breakfast, or maybe I had it 2 days in a row or 2 or 3 meals in a row, because who doesn't love leftover pizza? And it's one of my favorites. So, but I did notice that when I would have pizza repeatedly, that it would certainly start to cause me some issues. Now, once I started on collagen, and I took collagen peptides, I actually took the Vital Proteins brand for quite a while, and then after I learned more about collagen, I started to switch over to collagen protein. And the reason that I chose to switch over to collagen protein was because it takes longer to digest it can get all the way down into the small intestines, first of all. And because it can get down all the way into the small intestines, it is going to coat that small intestines and take a little longer to digest. And that coating process can actually help to soothe that irritated intestine and help it heal if you start to implement foods that aren't causing the issues to begin with. So change your diet, get off the foods that caused your gut health issues, and then you can try the collagen protein and as far as helping it to heal. But now this is a lifestyle change, people, especially if you're talking about gut health. So for me, it's been a lifestyle change. And the other benefits that I see with collagen is it has made a big difference in my skin. My skin has always been extremely dry, and that's just the nature of my skin. It doesn't help that I am a mouth breather, and so I'm constantly using up hydration in my body. But having collagen or taking collagen has helped with my skin not being quite so dry. Also, that's why that I talk so much about hydration is I notice as I try to stay hydrated really well that my skin also looks better as well. And remember the video that I posted, and I'll link this video up at the end of this and in the comments below, about the things why your collagen peptides may not be working for you, or why collagen won't work. And there are some things that you can be doing that actually it's contradicting the benefits that you're looking for by taking the collagen peptides. So if you're doing those things, it's kind of like, throwing your money away. So it's either one or the other. Either you take collagen and you stop those things if you really want to see the benefits of it, or you just don't bother trying to spend the money on the collagen. For example, smoking is horribly harsh on the skin. And hey, I'm guilty. I smoked for a couple of years, and so I'm guilty of abusing my body and skin with nicotine, and wished I hadn't of. But, I did. I don't think that I'm ever going to repair the damage that it did, but at least I don't smoke anymore. And then you've also got sugar. So sugar is one of those things that a lot of things convert to sugar. Glucose converts to glucose in the body. So breads, gluten, alcohol, anything like that, pastas, those are going to convert to glucose in the body. And what glucose does is it actually weights down the cells and the collagen. It attaches to the collagen, binds to it, and it just kind of weights it down, and it makes it no longer flexible and elastin like we need it to be. So sugar's not really a great thing. Not to mention, I have a video on that, on sugar and how it can cause mood swings, and some of the supplements that you can take in or use instead of sugar. Because let me tell you, I love sweets better than anybody, and I'm a chocolate addict. So I'm hugely addicted to dark chocolate. And one of my favorite things that I talk about in that video on quitting sugar is supplements are substitutions, natural alternatives, because I'm not going to tell you to go get some Splenda, because that's just going to destroy the gut health right there off the bat. So you definitely don't want to put the chemicals in your body. They're just pure poison, like Splenda and NutraSweet. But they just kill all of the really healthy bacteria in the body. Especially Splenda is known for doing that. And again, leading back to those gut health issues. So a lot of the foods that we consume in and I say in this country, but I'm actually in Germany right now, and it's cool because I'm over here exploring all of these great foods, and I'm going to the grocery store here in Germany, and I'm seeing that what is in the States isn't the same as what's here. It might be the same product, but it doesn't taste the same. And part of the reason it doesn't taste the same is because, believe it or not, the States has guidelines that are not as strict as the guidelines over here in the EU. And so the cereal is actually made with real cereal, real oats and real products, and doesn't have things that are highly processed. There's a whole lot less processing goes on in these products. So for example, if Kellogg's sells a cereal in the States and they sell a cereal over here, it's two different. It's made in two different ways, and you can definitely taste the difference in it. And I'll testify to that right now. That the exact same cereal, tastes very different over here in Europe and Germany as opposed to what it tastes like in the States. So I'm not happy about that, needless to say, because I'm a label reader and I don't eat a lot of processed foods anyway, but I did get on a cereal kick for some reason through my travels and was eating one of Kellogg's new cereal with the berries in it, and when I tried it over here, it's completely different. The flakes don't even look the same. They actually look like they have real oats in them instead of something that's been put through a bleaching process and whatever else it is that they do to them. But that's my soapbox. I am enjoying shopping, grocery shopping over here, though, because things are very different, and it's interesting to try the different foods over here. I do feel like that the U.S. and our diet, the products that are available to us in the U.S. have made us be a much more unhealthy nation. So anyway, you can feel free to comment on this either now or later, and share your opinions and thoughts on that as well too. So one of the other questions that I had, because I mentioned in one of my videos about cheap collagen, avoiding cheap collagen brands. So one way to tell if a collagen is cheap, well, of course it's going to be less expensive, or maybe it won't be, but you've got to become a label reader and look at those labels, look at the amino acids in the labels, and you can compare them to a really good brand like the Vital Proteins, and you'll see, and a lot of times the recommended dosage is either double or triple what that is of a better made product. So in essence, you're not saving any money. So that's one of the ways that you can look at, and I ran out of Vital Proteins, and I didn't have time to order it before I left, so I did try a drugstore brand, and I could tell it just did not have the benefits for me. How could I tell? Well, my stomach just did not feel the same. Like I said, I take it for the gut health, and my stomach just was not as at ease, and not as calm, and I was having some irritability and with it. So I'm pretty sure it was because I was on a different collagen. So I did switch over to that once I got over to Germany and was able to get the product that I use. And the product that I use is the gelatin again. I have switched from the hydrolyzed to the gelatin because of it coating the small intestines. So, what are some of the other questions that I have been asked on collagen peptides? I've had a lot of people comment on the fact that my videos were extremely informative, and that they had been looking for understanding into collagen peptides, and just could not find it. They had watched a ton of videos. After watching one YouTube subscriber says, wow, after watching numerous videos from other channels, I was nevertheless left with the same questions. How frustrating. You answered all of the questions in great detail. And again, I appreciate an exceptional video. It's a shame that my video wasn't ranked higher in the list, but hey, that's part of growing your channel, and I know this. So I understand, and that's all a part of it. And so anyway, some of the other questions that I had was, does taking collagen peptides make you go to the bathroom more? And that is a yes, it can make you, actually what it's doing is it's regulating the intestinal system. And so when you first, remember when you change something with your body, you're always going to want to listen and to the body and pay attention to what's going on, because when we change something in our diet or in our lifestyle, it's important that you listen to your body. I mean, that's the smart, intelligent thing to do. So if you're noticing something extremely different, for example, you're only going to the bathroom every other day, and now all of a sudden you're going 3 times a day, that's something that you want to take into consideration. And again, as I suggested, you need to talk with your physician before you make changes like this if you think that you have gut health issues. And it's extremely important to talk with a physician who is going to welcome holistic approaches and welcome natural alternatives, and not just try to give you a pill to fix something. And I can say this because I spent 14 years in the medical field, and I worked in every aspect that you could work in, from trauma to pediatric neonatal to open heart to ER to you name it. So I've seen the other side, and I understand it. My mother is also a nurse. So I do know the medical side of things, but again, you still have to speak with a physician that is familiar with your case. But physicians are so plentiful now, so we have to find physicians who are educating themselves in the other alternatives besides drugs. And so find a great physician who is open-minded to the natural alternatives and or changing your diet, and you've got to be willing to do those things as well too, because a physician can't fix you if you're not willing to make the change. You can't see a change if you don't make a change. So anyway, that's my little spiel on that. So yes, if you do see a change, you may want to have a talk with your physician on that, but it can make you go to the bathroom more frequently. So if you're taking your collagen morning and night, there's a real good chance that you're going to see that you're going to the bathroom more regular. And going to the bathroom regular is a good thing. It's excreting waste from the body, as long as you're not having diarrhea, of course, and dehydrating the self by just having pure diarrhea and liquid, coming through the system, and you're not keeping anything in the system to get the nutrients from it. So, but definitely having a regular system of waste disposal from the body is what we want. That means that the body is functioning well. But you do want to make sure that it's not in excess. And again, talk to your doctors about that. So, what about sleeping? One of the questions was, can collagen peptides make me sleep better? And I'm going to tell you right now, one of the biggest benefits that I saw besides the gut health was my sleeping patterns improving. And as we start to age, our sleeping patterns become disrupted. And I worked in sleep studies for a number of those 14 years while I was in the medical field. So I can tell you right now that sleeping patterns become disrupted with age. And collagen peptides and collagen, taking collagen into the body does help with the sleeping. And I haven't exactly figured out what that mechanism is just yet that's helping the body to be able to sleep better with collagen, and I need to do a little more research on that. So, but I have noticed personally that it does make a difference in my sleeping. And if I were to run out of collagen, because I have in the last couple of years that I've been taking it, and my sleeping does seem to be very much disrupted. So that is a great thing. There's a lot of reasons why I take collagen. It's just an all-around great. Everything in the body's, it's part of the cell building, and so it just has so many benefits. A lot of people will start on it for the hair, the skin, nails. My hair growth has just been crazy, and for those of you that have followed me, you've probably seen that it's double the length that it was. So the hair growth is definitely been something I've noticed, and also my nails, but my nails have always been really good, so I can't really use that as a measuring tool because they've always grown really well anyway. So one of the, let's see, what was another question that folks had on collagen? Bear with me just a second while I'm looking. So I had one gentleman ask, about it for men. Of course, it's great for men, especially if you're working out. He says he's over 50 and he works out, and so that's why he takes it. And I think that's awesome. I love the fact that people are taking care of themselves now at later as we get older. It's so important. I can't stress it enough how important exercise is Whether you're doing yoga, Pilates, whatever it is that you're doing, find something you enjoy doing and get the body moving. I incorporate aerobics, elliptical, and yoga all into my routine, as well as weightlifting. So I have some joint issues that I battle quite frequently because of the weightlifting and doing some yoga. Gives my wrist and elbows sometimes, and shoulder a little bit of issue, because I'll do a lot of downward facing dog, or a lot of work where I'm pressing on those hands and elbows. And so I've found that the collagen has really made a difference in that and helped me with some of the joint issues. Now, I do want to talk about another supplement that I take that I have found that helps me, and that is turmeric. And turmeric is so here's the thing about turmeric. Don't run out and just go ahead and start buying turmeric. And the reason that I say that is because, first of all, turmeric's expensive. When you buy it in the capsule form, turmeric is expensive. And you don't need to spend that kind of money on it to get the benefits from it. Let me explain. First of all, you need a turmeric that is 95% curcumin in order to get the benefit that I take it for. Now, what benefit am I talking about? I'm talking about an anti-inflammatory benefit. I'm talking about the benefits that they're doing a tremendous amount of research on right now with the turmeric at the 95% curcumin for Alzheimer's and memory and focus and mental acuity. There's even some studies being done on epilepsy using turmeric. So I take it for the anti-inflammatory benefits along with my collagen. I don't take them together, but I do take it on a daily basis with collagen. And but there's the joint inflammation benefits, and there's also that mental acuity and sharpness that I've noticed a difference in memory for me whenever I take it versus whenever I stop taking it. So, that being said, there is some things you need to know about turmeric before you just rush out there and get it. And I'll put together another video on that individually, but you do want to make sure that you're taking it on an empty stomach, and in order to get proper absorption you need to take it with black pepper. So there's a lot of things about turmeric that is a great thing that you can add to your life as if you're getting older and you're looking to combat some of the issues like that I'm looking to combat, which is mental focus and memory and joint pain. So all those, because we fight the fight, and that's what we do daily. So anyway, I'm trying to think what other questions did I have come up. Just one second here and I'll pull up. So one person asked me about collagen peptides for their children. And this is something that I would definitely talk to the pediatrician about, because I'm not sure. I pushed back on the question and asked why. Why do you feel that your children need collagen peptides? And referred them to their physician, because that's the first thing that I would want to know is, why do you feel like they would need it, or why do you think they would benefit, or what is your reasoning behind it? And they did not answer. So that question I would definitely defer to the pediatrician for on that one. And then so I think that's the majority of the questions that I have seen coming in on collagen and the benefits of collagen. I know there's some people out there saying that they take collagen and it doesn't help. Hey, I'm not going to say everybody's different. So if one person tries it for 6 months because they want their hair to grow down to their butt and it doesn't, then hey, they didn't get the benefit they were looking for. The reasons why I take it are different, and I look at it on a much deeper level than just that. So you can certainly take a look at all the other videos out there on collagen and make your decision yourself. But I will say this: you need to be, whatever change you decide to make for your lifestyle, you have to be consistent with it. And if you're not consistent with whatever you implement into your life, whether it's exercise, whether it's collagen, whether it's a supplement of turmeric, or whatever it is, consistency is key. And this is something I talk about in my journals that I create, my success journals. You're never going to achieve any success in anything without consistency and follow through. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're not consistent and you don't follow through, you're not going to see results. It doesn't matter what the goal is, what the product is, what you're trying. That is always going to be key, and I don't think anybody can argue that. But and for more information on those journals, please do take a look at my journals, my success journals on success journals and planners. I do law of attraction prompts in my planners and journals, and so they are guided and they will help to get you on a positive track, because that's what the focus is here, is positive life, body, mind, and spirit. And so I'm going to probably start to ease into okay, great, awesome. So I do have, let me finish what I was saying here. I'm going to probably start to ease in a little bit more into some of my law of attraction stuff in some of my videos. But I do have Kimba. Welcome, Kimba. And great, I'm glad you can see the comments. And she's asking, or Kimba, he or she, I'm not sure. But Kimba is asking, do you suggest the collagen loading that Dr. Axe? He suggests taking it 3 times a day for a month and then go to once a day. Actually, I do think that that's a really great suggestion, because, and again, that goes back to, Kimba, let me know if you can hear me. Just chat me again and let me know that you can actually hear what I'm saying. So I do think that that's a good idea. But again, I think it also depends on what you're trying to achieve. Let me just... I think if you're trying to, what is your initial reason for going on collagen? Absolutely, if you're looking to go on collagen for a specific reason, then I think collagen loading is certainly something that is beneficial because it's like a jump start. It's a jump kick, and I definitely went that route whenever I started it. Now, let me say that. Okay, perfect. Great, Kimba. Thank you. Perfect. So, but I do want to say this at the same time. I wouldn't collagen load the first week. And the reason that I say that is I think that you need to give the body a chance to see if you're going to have any adverse reactions to something first. So that's my philosophy is to do a trial first, and then if it seems like you're handling the new change to the body, then absolutely go ahead and collagen load. That's actually what I did. I actually took my collagen for, I think it was about 2 weeks. And then I did the collagen loading. And I actually did that for about 4 to 5 weeks. And then I backed off of it to the once a day. So, but that's such a great question. Thank you so much. And then, any other questions out there on collagen? So if not, I'm going to talk about okay, perfect. Thanks. Thank you, Kimba. I just think that's really smart that when you implement something new to the body, it doesn't matter if it's a fitness routine or what it is, a supplement, a fitness, anything. I think that we have to start out in moderation. I think moderation is key, and then once we see how the body's going to respond to something, then we can certainly go all in. So the last video that I just put up, the last one I just put up was an affirmations video that also utilizes my journals that I create. But the video prior to that was a video that I really enjoyed making, and it's on the Himalayan salt lamps. And guys, if you have not tried one of the Himalayan salt lamps, I'll be the first to say I was skeptical, but I literally, when I get back from Germany, I will have one in every room. They are awesome. When I first took it out of the box and plugged it in, and it smelled just like fresh air outside just after a rainstorm. So it was a wonderful smell, and so I was super excited. But also, here's the thing, we're all exposed to EMFs all day long, and EMFs are the electromagnetic frequencies that are emitted by this computer, by my cell phone, by the microwave, by the appliances, by everything around us, and it's just constantly, bombarding us all of the time. And we can't see it. We don't think about it. We just know that we get mental fatigue, and we get anxiety or stress, and all of these other things that I talk about in that video, that, believe it or not, is caused by these ions. They're positive ions that are being emitted. And the Himalayan salt lamp, when you use them, they emit negative ions, which block the positive ions, and help to neutralize our environment. So I'm just really all in on the Himalayan salt lamps. And if you haven't seen the video, make sure you do take a peek at that and check that out, because I think we've all got way too many electronics in our life. Although I'm electronic um, addicted. I'll be the first to say that I am. And I love my technology. I love my computers. I love my YouTube. I love, everything about it. I do know that all of these waves coming through the air have got to be doing something. They can't just be not affecting us. So, anyway, take a look at that. And then one of the, and you guys know probably from some of my previous videos, if you've watched them, that I do talk a lot about the keto diet, and I do keto and intermittent fasting, and listen, if and I think that's a great, I incorporate collagen with my keto diet. It works so great with the keto diet for me because my first thing of the day, if I'm not fasting, and I love to do intermittent fasting because intermittent fasting is a great way to help with the aging process. If you're doing intermittent fasting, so many new little processes start to go on in the body when you are doing intermittent fasting, and I like to break my fast with my collagen coffee, and I think that's just a really smooth way to break your fast, and that works really well for me. And plus, I'm gonna have those MCT oils, that coconut oil, because I love the taste of coconut. But if you don't like coconut, you can do the refined coconut. I'm not an advocate of anything refined, but if you don't like the taste of coconut, then you can always do the refined. But I put that in my coffee, and so it's got the collagen in it, it's got the coconut, or you can just do MCTs because MCTs don't have any they won't have that coconut flavor, and so you can do the MCTs in the coffee and the collagen, and I do butter in my coffee as well. People look at me like I'm crazy when I add butter to my coffee, but I do the butter in my coffee, and I do heavy cream because I'm keto, so I like the fats, and the fats work for me personally. And the things that don't work for me are the carbohydrates. They put weight on me so fast. Every time that I go off of keto, because for whatever reason I'll be traveling, or for whatever reason I happen to go off my keto diet, and carbohydrates are the worst thing in the world to put weight on me just instantly, and they always have been. But the big thing is, being over here in Europe, and of course I went to Italy. Who's not going to try the pasta in Italy? I mean, come on. And the bread is just, phenomenal. And so I did, I'm going to explore the culinary adventures of life as well. But I'm always going to go back. Everything's always got to be within moderation. So I'm always going to go back to what works for me. But, yeah, I did explore the pasta and the breads in Italy, and Germany has some wonderful breads and pastries as well too. And again, with the sweets, I hate that I eat them, but I will tell you, if anybody thinks that sugar is not addicting, they are so incredibly mistaken. I can personally testify that sugar is a horrible addiction for me, but when I go off of it, and when I do go off of it, I have the worst sugar cravings in the world. And once I get it out of my system, like a drug addict, once I get it out of my system, then I won't crave it anymore. And the longer that I keep it out of my system, because I've gone 5 years before I not eat sugar, and once I get it out of my system, literally, you just don't even want it anymore. But the second that you do, it triggers those dopamine receptors in the brain that are the same receptors that are triggered by cocaine and other drugs. So that's why that you'll see people that come off of drug addictions, they go for sugar. That's because it triggers the same receptors. I hate seeing us as a nation just giving our children as much sugar as we do, because it's so abundant in everything that we feed them. And I think it's a huge link to ADD and hyperactivity, and maybe even it's a link to autism. I don't know, but I know that sugar it causes mood swings, it causes depression, it causes highs, it causes lows, and it just does so many things. And I, like I said, and I'm one of the worst about having an addiction to it. But there are sugar alternatives, and in my video on quitting sugar is one of my favorite alternatives that I mention all of the time, talk about all the time, and it does not have any side effects. It's all natural, and it's the fruit extract monk fruit. You can watch that video for more on it and find out how I use it, and that helps me. Whenever I get on sugar, helps me get back off of it. And the only reason I ever get on it is because usually I run out of monk fruit and I can't substitute with it. So, yes, Kimba, I have heard that as well too, that sugar is, certain cancer cells feed on glucose. So it's and that's no secret out there that certain cancer cells feed on glucose. So let me tell you, if I have a family member that has a type of cancer, the first thing I'm going to beg them to do is to get off sugar, because now not all cancers are, and I certainly don't claim to be a cancer expert, but I know there are certain cancers that actually feed off of glucose and do grow and manifest with sugar. So that's another reason why I think it's a great thing if we can eliminate it from our diet. It's not something that we have to have. You can get glucose in the body. You can have natural fruits and things like that. That's a much better way to get those to get sugar into the body in an unrefined form. Being on a keto diet, sugar's pretty much one of the things we eliminate. We do raspberries or blueberries. Or strawberries. Those three fruits, especially raspberries and strawberries, and raspberries are my favorite, they'll have the least amount of sugar in them. Oranges have a huge amount of sugar in them. That's why you'll see somebody given a glass of orange juice if they are having they've had too much insulin, because it's quick, it's a natural sugar, but orange juice has a tremendous amount of sugar in it, and believe it or not, grapefruit juice does too. So even though I know grapefruit juice can be somewhat bitter, it still has a tremendous amount of sugar in it. So that is some of the things that I've talked about in my videos, and some of the things that I've had questions about, and then one of the other things that I get questions on is, how do you stay so positive? Well, you know what? Being positive all the time isn't it's not it. I would say it's something that comes naturally, but it's not. But it's not something I have to work for either. So I do have just a natural affinity to being happy, and I try to look at the positive things in life, and learning and writing my journals, my journal prompts, my prompted journals and guided journals that I create for people to help them implement and create habits in their life. Success habits has helped me because I've done a tremendous amount of research on universal law and law of attraction, and I know from personal experience that if you are negative, you are going to attract negative. And so it's just not in my nature to be negative. It's not in my nature to want to be around negative people. I will run from a negative person as fast as I can. And if you are trying to have a positive life, you have to, you can only take so much of that negativity yourself. And I encourage people in relationships with people that they may not even realize they're in a relationship with someone that's draining their life. But you can certainly get into those relationships where someone is feeding off of you and draining the energy from your life, and that's never a good situation. So that's called minimizing our circle of influence and controlling our circle of influence so that we keep positive people that lift us up in our circle of influence. And there's sometimes that our circle of influence, it might be family members, and we have to figure out how we're going to deal with that as far as them being negative influences. And my family has come to understand that don't bring that negative crap around me, because I don't have time for it. I won't be around it, and I'll help you if you're going through something, but I'm not going to sit there and listen to it on and on and on and on and on. I'll give you a solution. You take the solution and you figure it out, and you work with it from there. But a lot of people have a tendency to want to get stuck in that negative environment and just what we call, where I'm from, want to just waller in it like pigs waller in mud. And it's not a good thing when you are allowing yourself to be in a negative influencing environment. So that's one reason why that I started creating positive influence journals, and I enjoy doing those so very much. And why I've started to create my videos on affirmations, because I really enjoy that, and hope that they will find people out there who are looking for those techniques to maybe help change their life. If I make someone else's life positive, hey, I've done a great thing today that I'm extremely grateful for. So that's me, and kind of a little bit about what I try to do here on this channel. And my channel is a little bit more broad as far as what I talk about on here. I really feel like that I need to streamline it down, because it is about natural alternatives for the body, mind, and spirit, and it is about law of attraction, which is for the spirit, and positive change making, motivation, and helping people with positive changes in their life. And so sometimes I feel like that's just way too much and that maybe people are looking for something more streamlined, and they're looking for just this one thing or another. But these are all things that I do in my life. So that's why that I share them, because they're all things that I do in my life. I work out. I eat healthy. I take supplements. I research and study. I went to school for holistic nutrition, and I study and practice yoga and meditation, and I study and practice law of attraction, and I study and practice and write my journals. And these are all things that I share through Stay Body Positive, at trying to help people to stay positive body, mind, and spirit, because it's so important to understand that what we feed our body and feed our mind fuels our spirit, and our spirit determines whether we're happy or sad. Because if your spirit, whatever your spirit is, whatever energy is coming to your spirit is going to determine where that mental spirit and mental focus is. And if something's not lined up right with it in your life, then it's going to be out of balance, and your holistic, your will of life is just not going to be positive. We have to have balance in our life, and one of the things that I talk to people about is you'll see people on a mission to achieve this or achieve that, and first of all, you've got to find what is it that truly makes you happy. And people talk about, law of attraction, and I'm going to do affirmations every day. Well, affirmations aren't about saying I am successful, or I am this, or I am that. The law of attraction works off of vibrations, and vibrations is given out by energy, not by words. You can sit there and say all day long, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. But if you're not truly happy, that vibration that's coming out is not going to be a happy vibration, and not going to attract back happiness into your life. And that's what people just don't get. They think, oh, well, I can just do affirmations. No, that doesn't fix or solve the problem. It's much deeper than that. And goal setting is all tied into that, because people think, and I hear people talking about goal setting nowadays and how goal setting is a bunch of crap, but you have to know where you're going. A goal is knowing where you're going. You can't just get in the car and have no destination in mind. Well, unless you're just going to go out for a Sunday drive, but generally you've still got some destination in mind as to what road you're going to get on. So goal setting is a destination, and how you get to it is the planning aspect of it, and how desperately you want to get to it is going to determine whether you get there or not. So that is emotion tied to the goal. And the reason people don't achieve their goals is because they haven't tied an emotion to it strong enough to keep them going on the journey to reach the destination. So that's, part of what law of attraction is all about, and people don't understand that. But law of attraction is one of 12 universal laws, and all of the other universal laws work in conjunction with the law of attraction. You can't just pull the law of attraction out and just try to utilize it to become wealthy. It just doesn't work that way. And even though the law of attraction or the universal laws, they are not religion based, They are based on basic good human principles and morals. So they follow a lot of the same things that's going to be in any of the religious teachings out there, and it's just another way of looking at them. But there's more than just the law of attraction, and putting those laws together. And if you guys would like to see more videos on universal law or on the law of attraction, please let me know that, because I'm very passionate about it, and I haven't done enough videos on it, because I'm just not sure, and I'm passionate about my holistic strategies as well too. So, but please do put in the comments below this video, if you're watching if you end up watching the replay, make sure that you put in the comments and let me know what you're interested in, because that helps me with my channel. It helps me identify with who is coming and watching what I'm doing, and it also helps me to be able to create videos for people that give them the information they're looking for, and informative, be informed, because I want to be informative, I want to be educational, I want to make people laugh, I want to make people happy at the same time, but I'm not a comedian. I do some stupid things sometimes, like for example, when I was testing the live streaming the other day, and of course went live and didn't mean to go live, so that's just one of those blooper moments. But yeah, so do let me know. But I've been going here for about an hour today, so I will be back next Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Again, I am here in Germany working for the next couple of months, and so I'll be doing I'll be keeping this time schedule on Tuesdays until I get back to the States in late March. And then I'll probably I may leave it at 6 Eastern Standard Time if it works for people. We'll see. So don't hesitate to put that in the comments and let me know what time frames work for you guys. I'm sorry, I said 6 Eastern Standard Time. It's 6 for me. It was 12 noon Eastern Standard Time for you guys. So if 12 noon works for you guys, then I may leave it at that. But anyway, please do let me know what you think about the live stream today, and if you watch the replay, give me your comments and feedback. I appreciate it. And so just stay body positive out there, or reap the rewards of staying body, mind, and spirit positive. Keep focusing on what you need to do to make those positive changes in your life so you can reap those rewards. I'm Penny. Take care. See you next week. Now I've just got to figure out how to end this. Oh, the struggles of live streaming is real. Okay, I think I have found it, so I'm signing off here.